Good morning, Your Honor. John Boytel for the people.
Ronald Ambrose, appearing on behalf of...
Excuse me, I said Joe Gansey. Did you say Joe Gansey?
Yeah.
Sorry.
John Holler, appearing on behalf of Mr. Gentz.
Okay, what's going on, Mr. Gant? Are you ready to proceed? Huh?
Are you ready to resume the testimony, Mr. Gentz? Yep.
Okay, very good. Let's do it. All right, good. Give Mr. Bashara.
Case number 13-8320, the people versus Bob Bashara. Today is the day for a post-conviction motion.
Here's the record.
And good morning, Your Honor. John Boytel for the people.
Ronald Ambrose, appearing on behalf of Mr. Bashara.
Very good. Are you ready to resume?
Yes, Your Honor. And if I may, I have somebody, it's a Wayne State Law student that I asked to assist me in this.
With the video?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
His name is Eric.
Well, I don't need his name.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Gant, you're still under oath.
Yes.
Okay, you may proceed. How are you, Mr. Bashara?
I'm well, Your Honor, and you?
I'm doing
Doing okay, given all I've been through.
okay.
You're still under oath, Mr. Gentz.
Yes, sir.
And you understand the...
Oh, stop. How you doing, Mr. Gant?
I'm doing good.
Okay.
Fair enough. All right. Last time we were here, we talked about a number of subjects, and some of those items I'm going to get back into. One of the things I understand is that you want to discuss some of your interactions with the police. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. What I wanted to do as well is, we'll get into that, but some of the things I also want to address is this affidavit that has your signature on it. Now, that is your signature on that affidavit, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Now, can I ask you what the process is within the Macomb Correctional Facility in terms of getting something notarized?
What do you mean?
Well, do they have a notary on call, or do you have to sign up for it, or how is it processed?
No, I just go to the ARUS.
You go to the ARUS.
Yes.
And what's an ARUS?
Like a counselor. I think I don't bill it. That's the way I look at it.
All right. Now, your testimony was that Carlo Bartonelli asked you, or tell me, how did Carlo Bartonelli come to prepare this affidavit?
He begged me. He told me, I don't know how many
I'm
times.
sorry, you can't hear him. You have okay, here, you have to speak, pull the microphone closer. You got to speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, Mr. Gantz.
Okay. What was the question again?
How did Carlo Bartonelli come to prepare this affidavit for you?
He asked me about 10 times. He came to me and says he can do this. He can figure it. I mean, he did it. I just gave him I gave him my PSI.
You gave,
paperwork.
and why did you give him your PSI? Why did you give him your PSI?
He said he can get, he was gonna do some, I don't know what he was gonna actually do, but that's how that came out. The paperwork, I mean, if that's what you wanna know.
Well, let me ask this question to you.
Okay.
When you saw the affidavit when we were here last in court, you remember when you looked at it?
Yeah, you told me to read it.
And you read it, right? Right?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay, did you read it before it was, given to the court?
No,
So you just signed it?
I just signed it.
So when you said this is garbage, you had never read it before?
No,
Okay, go ahead.
Did Mr. Bartonelli read it to you?
no,
What did you?
Just signed something and they submitted it to the court?
that's correct.
Okay.
What did you think you were signing?
I don't know, a piece of paper.
And why were you signing this?
Why?
Yeah, why?
I don't know.
Why didn't you read what you were signing?
I never read what I signed.
Okay. But you knew that it was something about going to the court, didn't you?
Yes, ma'am.
And you knew that you gave him your PSI, didn't you?
Yes.
And you wanted a deal or something, didn't you?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
wanted something, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So why didn't you read what was written down?
I don't know.
All right, go ahead.
Did you go to the ARUS alone?
Yeah.
All right, and this ARUS, is this person a notary?
Yeah, as far as I know.
All right, and this person witnessed your signature, is that correct?
Yeah.
All right, now you have this document, you had signed it, the ARUS gives it back to you, is that correct?
That's right.
All right, and what do you do with it?
I gave it to Carlos.
All right, and why did you give it to Carlo?
Carlos said he would hand it to somebody else.
And do you know,
I don't know. I don't know where it went after that because I didn't see it. I didn't have an envelope. I didn't mail nothing out. I didn't type it up. I don't have no copies of it.
All right, off the record. This machine has to be shut off because my stenographer. Oh, the cameraman. You gotta put your camera on silent. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
so you don't know what you were signing,
No.
and you don't know why you gave it to Carlo Bartonelli,
He said he was going to give it to a lawyer. That's all I knew.
and do you know what lawyer he was going to give it to?
No.
Did you tell him to give it to Bob Bashara's lawyer?
No. They just submitted it wherever it went. I have no clue.
Do you have any idea what the contents of this document was?
No.
And you just signed it.
Yes.
Now, with regard to, we'll get into your contact with the police, okay?
Yes.
Now, last time we were here, you said that your contact with the police was January 28th, I think you testified to,
That's correct.
Of what year?
of 2012.
Yeah, 24.
And at that point, they came knocking on your door, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, and did you at that point give them a DNA sample?
Okay, let me just say this to you. We're not retrying this case here. It is a motion for a new trial. I'm not going back that far. He's already indicated, witnesses indicated that he didn't even know what he was signing, the contents of it. We're not going over all of that.
No, I'm getting into time frames, basically, of when he first had contact with the police. And
For what?
because it's important as to,
The new trial, that's what we're here for.
Right.
Okay? So how is this important? This would be important if we were having a new trial, but this is a motion to get one.
Right.
So I don't understand how we going back to 2012, want to go to Bashir, all these points. That is a new trial. I'm listening.
No, and I'm, Your Honor mentioned that I'd be allowed to impeach him.
Some latitude, but no. I mean, this is a new, we have been here a long time, and the basis of this is to determine if we are going to get a new trial. He's already indicated he didn't even know the contents of the affidavit, so I don't even see how we even get into impeachment if he didn't know the contents of the affidavit. When I made that ruling at that time, I thought that he was basically recanting. He's basically saying he don't know what he put in there. So I don't understand how this is relevant.
Well, it goes to his I mean, this is the first time I'm having an opportunity to have Mr. Gentz examined, and I understand it's an important aspect to show the court that Mr. Bashara should be granted a new trial.
But do you understand the parameters? And I know you do, Mr. Ambrose, because this is what you do. He's saying he doesn't even know the contents of the affidavit. The affidavit was a basis for newly discovered evidence or for the court to look at and determine a new trial. He said he don't know what's in it. So I don't see how we're going to get into this. I mean, I know it's important that you want to present it, but it's not proper at this point.
What I'm getting at, the contents of that affidavit are
He said he don't know what was in it.
understood, but they fall strictly in line with our theory of the case. So he's the only one that would know what the contents were, and he's the only one that signed the affidavit.
But he just said I didn't even read it. I
But-
don't know. So.
It's a pretty accurate assessment of our theory.
But he gave the PSI to the witness to offer.
That PSI does not contain this information.
Mr. Prosecutor.
Your Honor, actually, everything that you just said is exactly what I was going to say.
Very good. So at this point, I'm going to limit your examination to that. I mean, we can't go farther. I don't know. I'm not going into that. Because he's basically indicating that you can talk about, the contents of the affidavit, how this information came to be, etc. But beyond that, factually, I can't get into that. Because he basically has not adopted those contents. You want me to give you a recess based on my ruling as to figure out which area you want to go into?
I'd appreciate that, Your Honor, because I did have a general outline of how I wanted to present this. It probably would last a couple hours, but
But that's not the problem of the amount of time. It's the pursuit of justice that we are all after. But
okay.
there are rules of engagement, and the rules of engagement says that if he is indicating that he didn't know what's in that affidavit, and he signed it, then I am limited to that, okay? And so then you cannot attack his presence because he doesn't know what's said in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to give a break of 15 minutes because I see you put together a lot of things that would probably have been very helpful at a trial. But right now, based on what he said, we're constrained. 15-minute recess. And back.
I have another one. I'm just fixated on the one that I had. So yeah, Candace, she likes you. Mark, tell them the name of the one you're doing. I don't want to yell at you. Yes, Mr. Bashara. And then you and Daniel Hackerman are going to be in Chicago. So I'll get you involved in a PowerPoint and outline. You're on your own for the other. I want to know, but I'd rather. Chicago's fun. Where's the hotel? They do nice hotels. Usually do. In Chicago, they usually do. Like, you should consider that too. It's a fun trip. Chicago's a great trip. So you have, but you know, your presentations just spread out to the agenda. Yeah. I don't like it when you do that. Right. Well, you'll be able to head back Friday. You just segue to our Chicago Black Month. We're going to segue. Not cheesy, that's fine. Just zipping past the bicycle. I think that new thing is the electric bikes. You see those a lot in cities. Yeah. Tours. So, in Phoenix, they had them lined up. You could run them. It's cool. Yeah. so John needs to check on.
It's 10:30 meeting. You're out.
I have an album. I'm probably on camera too, which is good. Actually, I think I'm doing something. I'm going to show some people. Yeah. Yeah, I'll let you be heard on this. I'll somebody say. Whatever you said. I agree. Yeah. Well, no, I was going to say the same thing. I was just going to say the same thing. Great minds think alike. June 6th? I hope so. Are we going to have something to replace? I mean, what's going to happen October 1st? Go get, who wants to come work for you? It's Chandra.
That's a little more tech savvy.
Is Tara tech savvy?
Yes.
The nice thing is we always say, you have the inside track.
You can always say that we marked it this way.
So I said to Ashley several times, she's getting mad at me. I said, I can't remember mark everything on her phone. I need something enlarged on the screen.
I don't understand how she can accidentally change stuff. I can't yet still. I don't even know how to do that. The key, it's got to be a keyboard. It's on the bottom.
She's blaming me because I was jumping around a lot. I'm trying to fix what we want. And this and that. I'm like,
You don't anticipate like a baby.
I didn't do that.
We didn't do it like that was part of the deal. I told you that.
Well, then you should ask for time.
I sure. Okay, why not? Okay. You know.
Next time the conversation comes up. In fact, if we ever do have our meetings, you know.
Well, so
Yeah, that's true.
It's just my house, my property. They'll count
We all join the five. Sure the five. So one.
I don't know if you want to put that in. I like that. Plus, I just want to be able to have that mark this way.
You could always have to ask Mark. You could ask me.
By the way, to exercise control over that. I can do it. Yeah,
A lot of most control. I'm not really sure. It's going to be like next way now. Yeah, especially over there. If we ever have litigation like that, it's just going to be weird. I don't know. Yes.
And so, to give you a little bit of time to get the other one out.
Anyhow, that is serious. Well, we down. But you know,
As soon as I'm done with mine,
you never repeat it. It goes into myth and lore.
I know, but
I
you know what I'm talking about. Did you keep talking? I didn't have to anybody. Did you? Just saying. You close down with that suggestion.
Thank you. Well, you just said.
Here's what I want to do, Mark. I want you to recommend where you can play.
That being said, phase 2, that can be your first day.
Before I wouldn't put it on you. I don't know if he's regardless of civil
If you want to get to
the person. I was like Sal on the porch with our kids. I would say the other person you mentioned, but right now, it's not how I mind it. I just said, no, but I was the color. There's very pretty trial was. So I'm not opposed to that, but I mean, unlike other people, she's actually respectful. Which I kind of like. I would trade someone out. Yeah, I would say that. Yep. Bye-bye. What's this if I subtract them? Yeah, I can ask them. Do I make this happen, or do you make this happen? Because you need to fight for that. Still complaining about someone else. Oh, excellent. Someone else? Nobody do it. What about that guy? Just that. Oh, you remember him, Brian? Yeah. One guy, he's a nice guy, but he's not doing it. Yeah, but that's, again, those are good. One candidate. More fair trade. That was the problem. Fair trade. And be careful because you might get it free. We get more. You don't want to. Here's an objection. Here's an objection. I'm still on him. I like the one. He hasn't gone down. He has. Still been here. So what's his? I was sick a while. I mean, I got married. My name was Betty. I don't remember. I think I just did it about. It's not. It's probably at home watching his race. I've always been. She's up early. She's listening to jazz. She's the same age as my mom, you know that?
I breezed through that.
Can I confer with Mr. Ambrose just a second? Thank you.
Ready? All right, back on the record. Bring Mr. Bashir out. Put a microphone close to your mouth.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. Back on the record. Mr. Ambrose?
Yes.
You may proceed, sir.
All right, thank you. Now, your testimony is that you gave your pre-sentence investigation report to Carlo Vartinelli, correct?
Yes.
All right, and now, does your pre-sentence investigation report, does that have the spelling of your name correct or incorrect?
Do you know?
You mean my PSI?
Yeah.
It's got my name correct.
All right. Your name on your PSI is Joseph John Gentz?
Yes.
Okay.
It's got my name all over the place.
All right. Any reason why the affidavit would have something else on it as your name?
What do you mean?
Well, if Carlo Vartinelli had a copy of your PSI and your name is on it and it's spelled correctly, why would your affidavit be different?
I have no idea.
Okay.
But it says Joseph John Gantz all over the place.
All right.
I mean, even my PSI's got everything with my first name on it.
Okay. And now, tell me once again why you signed this affidavit.
Okay. The reason I signed it is because I was ticked off at the Grosse Pointe Police Department and I was ticked off at the prosecutor's office.
You were or still are?
I'm still am.
I'm talking about the affidavit in jail, in prison. Why'd you sign that? That's what he asked.
That's what I'm.
So you mad at the prosecutor and the police? So you was gonna sign something you didn't read? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Because you wait a minute.
No, wait a minute.
No, you wait a minute. Okay? So you mad but you mad at the prosecutor and the police. And you gonna sign a document that you didn't even listen to me so I can finish. That you didn't even read. Okay? By somebody that was badgering you and you just saw and that was getting on your nerves and was not your friend. Did you think that whatever he was gonna put in there was gonna help you?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
And how is it going to help you?
Okay, for number one, I was promised by the.
What that got to do with
Would you let me?
Wait a minute, Mr. Gibbs.
Please.
Wait a minute, hold on, Mr. Gibbs now. Listen, okay? Listen now. I understand what you want to say, but answer the question.
Okay.
Now take your time. Listen to the question. Say
Okay.
the question again.
Yes, ma'am.
How is it going to help you by signing this affidavit?
I figured it would get me.
Go ahead.
I figured it would get me back into the court system myself.
All right?
How?
I'm not that bright, okay? I'm not the brightest kid in the world.
Says who?
Says me.
Since you try to get a document to get yourself back in the court system, I say that's pretty smart.
Well, I'm trying.
Okay, go ahead.
So in order for you to get a deal from the prosecutor's office, you had to make it look like Mr. Bashara was completely innocent? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that.
Well, what are you saying?
Okay, what
Take your time.
okay, the reason why I did it is because the prosecutor and my attorneys and the Grosse Pointe Police Department tells me, we don't want you, Mr. Gens, we want him.
Okay,
Me and
let me
Bob
stop.
Bashara.
Let me stop there. And that's at your initial conversations with the police. They tell you
That's
we.
a long time ago or now? Did your lawyer, Mr. Holland, say that, or somebody else, the lawyer, say that? They don't want you.
Susan Reed.
Okay, so that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
Okay. So we want to know why you signed it.
Oh, that's what I'm getting at, okay?
Okay.
Please?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
So the police tell you that they want Bob Bashara.
Yes.
Okay. And that's why you gave these interviews to the police?
The thing is, the police came to me.
All right.
They took my DNA. They didn't read my Miranda rights. Grosse Pointe Police Department didn't give me my Miranda rights. I asked for a lawyer. They held me for 4 days. Then they let me go. Then the prosecutors, about a month later, give or take, they come to me after I did this interview with Dateline, which I thought would be here today.
Who, Dateline? You thought Dateline was going to be here?
No, I'm meaning the video itself.
Oh, okay.
Because it has everything on it. And what I mean by that is because the prosecutor promised me my safety, which I did not get.
Okay.
Your safety where?
In prison, in jail. It doesn't, I
So
mean,
you're talking about the prosecutor promised you safety in prison?
yes. And they told me it's a long, it's really, I don't, how can I, okay, when I said to them my safety was number one, I meant that. My safety was number one. And number two, they promised me, okay, don't worry.
Go ahead, sir.
They told me, don't worry, because we got your back. We got your best interest. And I'm like, okay, what about everything? Oh, we make sure you're close to home. We make sure you get this. We make sure you get that. That's what the prosecutor told me, and that's what Susan Reed told me. And I asked for 6 years on the table. Now, that's what I asked for. Did I get that? No. So I was lied to. My safety is not safe, which I have been trying to tell you from the get. My hand busted. Thank you. Okay, the other day, I can't tell you what goes on, but everybody says, you're a rat, you're going to be dead. Which, that's what they do in prison. That's what they do in jail. Now,
hold on now. Listen, I know it's a lot. Listen, there's a lot you want to say, but the rules say that we just got to really talk about the affidavit.
I understand it. The affidavit I did because of what my safety was number one.
Okay.
And what I did, I figured, okay, they lied to me about my safety. They were lied about me for seeing people, friends,
Wait
whatever.
a minute. Listen, hold on for a minute. Go ahead. What'd you say?
Okay.
So they lied about your safety, so what?
And my friends, they said, oh, don't worry, you get to see your friends, you get to see your family, you get to see everybody. Well, I haven't seen nobody
So,
since 2013.
so as a result of the prosecutor's office not fulfilling their
They're gonna have it,
obligation to you,
right?
that's why you signed an affidavit?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you know the things in the affidavit were different than what you said today, when you were here last week? Did you know that the words were different than what you said last week under oath?
No.
So, in your affidavit, you state that, and this is the, we're going,
Answer question, just hold on. Go ahead.
we're going to help you, and you will get a lesser sentence if you help us get Robert Bashara. Was that said to you?
Can you read, I know that's not what it said. Can you read what it, that you're paraphrasing?
No. Chief Hiller stated,
You didn't say that.
okay, quote, we're going to help you, and you will get a lesser sentence if you help us get Robert Bashara.
So what's the question?
Is that an accurate statement?
Did he say that to you? Yes or no?
I'm trying to think.
Okay, take your time.
Let me think. I'm trying to think. They told me they didn't want me.
Excuse me, just don't say they.
Okay.
The
David,
Was it the police?
the police
Or was
department.
the prosecutor?
No, it's the police department. Grosse Pointe Police Department told me they didn't want me. They wanted him.
All right.
And him being who?
Bob Bashara.
Okay.
They did say that though.
All right. And in the next sentence under paragraph 5, it states that we want him, not you. Accurate?
That's accurate.
Okay. And the next sentence in this affidavit is, I asked them both what sentence, and Chief Hiller stated, quote, I have spoken to the prosecutor, and I can promise you a 5-year sentence. Both assured me the prosecutor was aware and agreed with them. It was then, is that an accurate statement?
That's what I asked for.
Is that what he said that the prosecutor's office was gonna give you? Did Chief Hiller tell you that?
No.
That's just what you want, that 5 years.
6.
Well, 6. But you put down 5 on the paper.
The 5, I didn't do that paper.
Okay. But Chief Hiller never promised you a term of years, is that correct?
I told them,
Yes or no?
no, wait a minute. I did say something.
Now, listen
No,
again.
no, it's in the video. I can show it to you. It's in the video.
Listen, yes, we're not talking about the video, we're talking about your testimony now.
Well, it's in the video. I mean, if you really want,
Listen to me. Did Chief Hiller say anything about some years, or did you say that?
I said that.
Okay, that's it. Anything further?
Yeah.
Oh, just check.
Yes. Now, after this affidavit was prepared, you did an interview with Crime Watch Daily.
I didn't do it. Well, if you can say it. Well, I talked to a lady on the phone. Her name was Rebecca.
Okay, and there was a interview with this person, correct?
Not
I mean, over the phone.
over the phone. Yeah, I talked to somebody on the phone. Yeah.
And didn't you say in this conversation with her that the prosecutor lied to you and that they were promising you 5 years?
6 years. That's what they.
Well, can I play this audio clip, Your Honor?
This is from the Crime Watch Daily?
Yes.
What were they supposed to do? All right. When I had my lawyer
Susan Reed and Susan Reed and Winters, the third. I had him and her. I did my thing when I said, okay, I plead guilty, but I want 5 and out. They go, okay, no problem. What about my safety? Oh, we got your back on that, Mr. Gans. Okay, fine. You get your own room and everything. I'm like, okay, fine. You get to see your kid. Okay, fine. You be close to home. Well, they moved me all the way up to the UP. I didn't get my own room. I'm still... Do I think I'm safe? No, I'm never safe. I got assaulted at Macomb. 4 times.
Bob, let me ask you this. So you're saying you confessed because law enforcement said, hey, you fess up to this, you'll get 5 and out. And we'll keep you close to home, we'll let you be near your child. Is that what you're saying? And then they lied?
Yep.
So you confessed to a crime you did commit or did not commit?
It's just, it's a hard, how can I explain it? It's a hard situation. It's a hard situation on that.
It's hard because you don't want to admit to anything? It's hard why, Joe?
Because the prosecutor screwed me so bad and lied to me. And it's like if I told you this much, don't worry, Mr. Gans, we don't want you, we want him.
Okay, let me ask you this.
All right. So in that interview, you do state that you were promised 5 and out. It wasn't 6 and out. You're pretty explicit, 5 and out, right?
Did you say that?
I said 6. I know. I heard that. It said 5. I heard that.
All right. Can you pull up 1035? In this same interview, you tell this person that Bob Bashara did not hire you to.
I did not say that.
And you did this interview, correct?
I did not say that.
Can we play a clip?
I don't remember saying that.
Excuse me, Mr. Gans.
Okay.
Let him go ahead.
Did Bob hire you to do anything at all to James? No.
No.
So why did you?
John, see now you.
So you explicitly said no, correct? There's a direct question to you. Did Bob Bashara hire you to kill Jane Bashara? You said no.
Did you say that?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Why don't we go to 12:20? And then you were also asked in the same interview, did Bob Bashara have anything to do with the murder? Do you recall your answer to that?
No, I don't recall.
All right. Did you say that Bob Bashara had anything to do with the murder?
I don't. All I know is Bob was there.
All right.
And
But
Bob forced me.
I'm not asking you that, sir.
I understand that, but that's
I'm asking you whether or not you told this reporter, did Bob Bashara have anything to do with the murder?
Answer the question.
Yes, I told her. Yes, I'm pretty sure I said yes.
All right, you want to play?
Nope. Protecting myself.
Wait a little bit. Wait, because I couldn't hear that.
It's, I think, a little before where I'm getting to.
Okay, good.
Did Bob have anything to do with the murder of his wife, Jane Bashara?
I'm not going to say that.
I mean, you had a chance right there to say, Bob Bashara, he was in the garage with a gun, and that's why he did it. But you didn't say that, did you?
I'm telling you he was there. I know what the question is.
So the question was, didn't you say he wasn't there? That's the question.
I said I was going to answer this question at that time.
Okay. But he said you could have said.
I could have said that, yeah. I could. I didn't, though.
Okay, very good.
I understand that part.
Now, I mean, one of the reasons why you're here is this affidavit that you prepared, correct?
Your Honor, he's already testified that he didn't prepare this affidavit.
All right. That you signed this affidavit.
I did say, yes.
Okay. And did you have a idea that this affidavit could help Mr. Bashara get a new trial?
No, I figured it could help me.
All right.
Who would help you to get a new trial?
This affidavit, that's what I thought.
Oh, you thought it was helping you?
Yeah, I thought it was helping me, yes.
You didn't think that it had to do anything with Mr. Bashara?
No.
Okay. As far as advancing what he wanted was a new trial?
That's,
You didn't think that that was helping him? You thought it was going to help yourself?
I thought it was helping me, yes.
Okay. By saying that the prosecutors were liars and the police didn't do what they said, that's what you thought it was going to be about?
Yes.
Okay, so you had no idea that the
No,
affidavit...
I didn't have no idea.
Okay, good.
Now, in the interview with Crime Watch Daily, do you admit that you thought it was a great idea that Bob would get a new trial?
Did you say that?
I don't,
Yes or no?
I don't remember.
Okay. He said no.
Can we
ahead.
refresh his recollection here?
Yeah.
What do you think about Bob getting a new trial?
I think that's great.
Why?
I think it's a great idea. I'm glad for him.
Why?
Because I am.
Can you tell me why you're glad for him?
Because they have lied to everybody. I mean, the prosecutor's office lied about a whole bunch of stuff. They covered a lot of stuff up.
So you think he should what? Do you think he should get out of prison?
I don't care. I don't care if the man wants.
Why not?
I'm glad if he wants. I don't care.
Why?
So you
I
made
did
those?
say that, yes.
Okay.
I admit to that.
All right.
Am I mad at the prosecutor? Am I mad at the Grosse Pointe Police Department? Yeah. I'm really upset with them. Because they threw me underneath the bus. They used me to get what they wanted.
They promised you tell us what Bob Bashara was involved in this, and you're going to get a light sentence. Is that right?
No,
No.
that ain't right.
Well, what is
I
right?
told them, I told the police department exactly what happened. I told Dateline exactly what happened. If you had to, I know,
We just need you to, we want to hear your words.
I know what you want. But what I'm saying is, under the Grosse Pointe Police Department, under the prosecutor's office, I knew I was messed up. I mean, I ain't that bright. I'm being honest. I'm not that bright. I don't know the law that well. What I did tell the prosecutor, I said, look, they go, we don't want you, Mr. Gantz. That's what they kept on saying. They pat me on the back. They go, we don't want you, Mr. Gantz. We want Bob Bashara. We want Bob Bashara. We want the big guy. We want the big fish. And what Grosse Pointe Police Department always said to me is, a rich man made a poor man get rich. What they meant by that, I have no clue.
So you spilled the beans on Bob Bashara.
No, I told them the truth. I told them exactly what happened. I gave them all the evidence and everything. I gave them everything they wanted. And they kept on saying, don't worry, Mr. Gantz, we got your back. We got your best interest.
But they made it explicitly clear with you that they wanted Bob Bashara. They made it clear to you.
Yeah, they did say they wanted Bob Bashara.
Okay.
And what they did say, Grosse Pointe Police Department says, he molested his niece when she was young.
So they told.
And then they said we should have got him that.
So they had an idea where they wanted to go with this, right?
I don't know if I have no clue.
But they told you that.
They did tell me that, yes.
Okay. Can I have a brief moment, Your Honor? As part of telling the police everything that you knew, you had stated in your initial interviews that you were told to get there at 7 o'clock, correct?
What?
Your Honor, I think that's starting to get a little past with the
That's going
affidavit.
into an area I'm not allowing. Remember, we're going to just deal with the affidavit.
And the affidavit does state that he says in the affidavit what time to get there.
Well, then just say that does the affidavit preface it based on testing the information with the affidavit?
Your affidavit states that on January 24th, 2012, I helped myself into Robert Bashara's home around 7 p.m.
Hold on. Go ahead. Let him finish. When you finish answering the question, you answer. Go ahead.
Around 7 p.m., correct?
Did you say that?
I mean, that's what the affidavit shows.
Can I see the affidavit?
Sure.
Is that the original affidavit? Is that my PSI affidavit?
What?
Well, Your Honor, my objection to this is that he's asking him something in the affidavit which he's repeatedly said he didn't make, he didn't read, he has no idea what's in this affidavit. So he's asking him to read this affidavit.
Exactly. Sustained. Rephrase the question.
Well,
There it is. Turn around. Can you see that, Mr. Gant?
next page at the very top.
You see that, Mr. Gant?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Now, what's it? Go ahead. Ask the question.
So, does your pre-sentence investigation report state that you arrived at the Bashara residence at 7 o'clock? Your Honor, just for clarification.
No.
Excuse me. Just for clarification, what's shown up on the screen is not the PSI, it's the affidavit, which I've already said I object to at this point, because he doesn't know what's in this affidavit. But he said that this affidavit was prepared from information on this PSI.
Then phrase the question in that fashion. You've got to rephrase the question. He's indicated that he does not know the contents of the affidavit. So what you have to do is incorporate how that PSI is different, or information is different in the affidavit than the PSI. Just rephrase the question.
Does your pre-sentence investigation report say that you arrived at the Bashara residence at 7 o'clock?
Does
No,
it mention a
it
time?
does. It does mention the time.
But it doesn't mention 7 o'clock.
It doesn't mention 7. No,
All right, so how did 7 o'clock get into this document?
I have no clue. I didn't do it. I have nothing to do with this affidavit, if that's what you're trying to get to.
Well, then,
Because this affidavit has nothing. All I did is gave Carlos my PSI. He took it. I don't know where he got 7 o'clock from. Like I said, this is all BS. All I did was sign it.
so somehow, some way, 7 o'clock gets put in, or is put into this affidavit, and it's not in your PSI, but the PSI is the information that was used to prepare the affidavit.
There is, okay, in my PSI, there is a 7 o'clock issue.
And what's the 7 o'clock issue?
It was 7 o'clock in the morning,
All right.
okay?
Now,
If, I'm being honest. And Bob Bashara was there at 6 o'clock. He let me in. I went to the house at 6 o'clock. There was 3 of us. Actually, there was 4. There's me, Bob, Jane, and God.
And God.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
now, immediately after, you give a different time frame.
No, there ain't no different time frame.
May I impeach him, Your Honor, on time frame? Well, Your Honor, what he's going to be impeaching him with is the affidavit, he's already said he doesn't know what's in it. He didn't create it. He didn't do anything with it. But he talks to the police 4 days after this murder and gives a time frame.
Well, and I've already indicated that I'm not going into that.
I gave the police.
Would you stop
Yes, ma'am.
volunteering information and listen to the question, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm trying to impeach him as to what his testimony is.
Well, you can impeach him on his testimony today, but not anything based on what actually happened or the time frame of what went on, because we're here by the affidavit. That's the limits.
I apologize, Your Honor. I'm just collecting my thoughts, because I'm trying, you don't know how 7 o'clock got into that affidavit? No
7
idea.
p.m.
7 p.m.
No, I do not know.
And,
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Did Mr.
Martinelli?
Carlos, yeah, okay, Carlos.
Did he ever read that affidavit back to you?
No, ma'am.
You sure he did?
I'm positive.
He never, after he wrote it, he's never read it back to you?
No.
Okay. So the first time you knew of its contents was when? How'd you know what was in there? When'd you find out? Those words that was in the affidavit that you read to me the last time. When did you first find out what was in the affidavit?
I still don't know what's in the affidavit.
When you read this, remember you read
I
it?
read that, yes.
Was that the first time that you read it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I told you I'm not the brightest kid in the
Did Mr.
block.
Holler talk to you about the affidavit? Do you remember?
I'm pretty sure he did. I mean, yeah, I know he did. He showed it to me.
Okay.
Did I read it? No.
Okay.
Because I knew it was garbage.
Okay.
how did you know it was garbage if you didn't read it?
Because my attorney read it to me.
Mr. Holler?
Yeah, Mr. Howler read it to me.
All right, so,
And I actually said this is garbage. It's not my, anything I would write it down. I would have someone else, I would have a copy of what I have, and I will give it to them.
all right, so.
But this I have no copy of. I have no idea where it went.
You're
I'm
able to write, correct?
yeah, I'm
Okay.
not that good, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not the brightest kid in the block.
In addition to providing Carlo Martinelli a copy of your pre-sentence PSI, did you also provide him with any type of writings?
What do you mean?
Did you write anything in addition to the
No.
pre-sentence?
I didn't write nothing.
Now, you just previously testified that not everything in this affidavit is garbage, right? You were promised some things.
I understand that. I was promised things, yes. But did I get them? No.
And that's stated in this affidavit. Correct?
That's correct.
Okay. There are a lot of other items I wanted to get into. I object to the court's ruling. I want to be respectful to the court. I have, we prepared a lot of different items to get to.
Based on the court's ruling
Yeah, I mean,
that you object to,
yes.
do you want to continue questioning this witness?
I don't think I can,
Based on my decision?
based upon your decision, I don't have anything to go on.
Thank you. Cross-examination.
Thank you. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning.
Good morning. Now, you stated that you're angry.
Yes, I am.
You're angry at the Grosse Pointe Park Police Department.
Yes,
You're angry at the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office.
that's correct.
And that's because you feel that some promises were made to you.
That's correct. That is correct.
And those promises were promises that the prosecution made to you about a
They
term
were
of sentence, correct?
By the prosecutor's office, yes.
Okay. Now, before you spoke to anyone from the prosecutor's office, you spoke to the Grosse Pointe Park Police Department, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And they had you in the...
Counsel, I'm gonna tell you this, right? Don't open that door and let Mr. Ambrose go through it. Okay?
I'm avoiding it as much as I can, Your Honor. And you stated during your direct examination that strike that. I have no further questions.
That's, very good. Thank you so much. You're done, Mr. Gintz. Thank you so much. Any further witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
You rest?
Yes.
Very good.
And I have no witnesses, Your Honor.
Wonderful. So we've come to the point now where we just have to go to argument. What the court is going to do, because it has been a very protracted matter, I'm going to give each side 40 minutes to make their argument to the court. But not today. I'm going to give you a scheduling order. And I'll give you a copy of some dates. See if Kelly can give me a calendar. How about July 7th? Counselor?
That should be a good day, Your Honor.
Very good. At that time, the court is going to listen to the arguments, and I believe that at that point in time, I will be able to make a ruling, okay?
Your Honor,
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Bashara to stay within the county.
Yeah, he can say,
I appreciate
so that you can consult with him, okay? Very good. Madam Clerk, Madam Stenographer, off the record with me. Yeah, you know what, I'm gonna extend that in a little bit. The transcripts will be ready by, June 10th, okay? And let's just come back, on July 14th. That'll give each side, you know, an ample time to review these documents and be able to make an argument. And at that point, I'm pretty confident that this court will be able to, render a decision as to what it's going to do as far as this new trial is concerned, okay? See everybody back on July 14th. Mr. Bashir, you may stay here. And, of course, and I'll see you all then. That concludes this matter.
Your Honor,
Excuse me?
would that be 9 o'clock or 10:30 on the 14th? 10:30, okay.
Very good. I look forward to seeing all parties. And for the record, let me ask you now, have the prosecution, have you received all the transcripts of every hearing?
I believe I have, Your Honor, yes.
How about you, Mr.
I
Haynes?
have.
You have?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So this is the last one that we need. Very good. I'll see you on that day.
Thank you, Your Honor.